That's a lovely garden you have, Mrs. Lancing.
Oh, thank you. It's all my husband's work.
It's a little early to be planting camellias, isn't it?
Do you know a lot about flowers, Mr. Mason?
In my line of work, you learn a little bit about everything.
Well, I don't know anything. It's really my husband who does it all. He likes to keep his hands busy all the time.
So, what do you need from me?
Gregor is missing.
Gregor is your dog.
Gregor Lancing.
And you've given your dog a second name.
Gregor Lancing is my husband.
I can see he has a wonderful personality, but a husband is going to cost more. You see, unlike most private detectives, I work by the pound rather than the hour, plus expenses.
I just want my husband back, whatever the cost.
In that case, I'm pretty sure your husband has gone to Tahiti and put on a lot of weight. But just in case, let's do this by the book. When was the last time you saw your husband?
2 days ago, sitting in that chair, eating a sandwich.
Do you have any of the sandwich left?
No, I threw it out. Do you think it might have been a clue?
Do you think it might have been a clue?
No, I think it was a sandwich.
Tell me, Mrs. Lancing, did your husband have any enemies?
Enemies?
Yes, enemies. They're like friends, only worse.
No, everyone loved Gregor. You don't think?
That's a lie, I do think. And I think your husband had enemies.
Well, there's maybe only one I can think of.
Who?
The People's Republic of China.
I think I've heard of them.
He's a scientist, you see, working for the US government.
What was he working on?
Oh, I don't understand the detail. Now, what did he call it? Oh yes, a Doomsday Weapon.
So you think that the Chinese have kidnapped your husband, that they are subjecting him even now to inhuman tortures as his lifeblood seeps drop by drop from his body, from gaping wounds, even as I prattle on as if time is of no consequence.
I hadn't considered.
Has he been in contact with anyone else recently? Is there anything in his notes that might give us a clue?
That was the first place I looked. There are 2 names I don't recognize. Appointments in his diary. A Jasmine Wu and a Kilroy Wexter. Now, Wexter, I don't know anything about, but Wu lives on Montague Street, in the old garments and illegal drugs district.
And that's where I'll start. I promise you, Mrs. Lancing, if your husband is alive and not some broken, twisted shell of a man it would disgust you to look at, and it would, he already does, then I will bring him back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Mason.
It seems that someone's stolen my car.
Oh, call you a cab.
So, what line of work are you in?
I'm a private detective.
How private?
I'd rather not say.
That's the life, eh? Booze, women, car chases, gunfights. I bet you've seen it all.
I once slapped a man who tried to cut the line in front of me at Safeway.
That's what I'm talking about, adventure! But no, I promised my old man I'd become a dentist.
How's that working out for you?
Hey, dentistry's hard. You have to memorize all the different kinds of teeth. And if you accidentally extract someone's tongue, bang! You're driving a cab.
This is me here.
You, want to scale and polish before you go?
Keep the change.
Hey! Your fare is more than this.
Jasmine Wu, you shouldn't leave your doors open. This is a dangerous neighborhood.
I know. Somebody stole my locks. What can I do for you, Mr. Mason? I certainly don't have any missing children locked in a sweatshop in my cellar.
How do you know my name?
Everybody knows the name of the most famous private detective in America.
Yes, they do. How do you know my name?
Your ads are in the yellow pages next to each other. Yours is much smaller than his.
I've heard that.
Please, come into my opium den.
This looks just like an ordinary den.
I keep my opium in that drawer there.
What do you know about Gregor Lancing?
The government scientist rumoured to be working on the terrible top-secret Doomsday Weapon?
Yes.
I've never heard of him.
Did he have an ad in the Yellow Pages as well?
You don't know what you're getting yourself into. I don't know anything. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. And if I did tell you, I'd say in Chinese. Because Chinese is obviously my ethnic group, and you wouldn't understand me.
I'm not going anywhere until I get some answers. Tell me what you know about Gregor Lancing.
Chicken, fried rice.
That was incredibly racist. I'm not going anywhere until I get some answers.
You're all man, aren't you? I like that in a man.
And you're all woman. Which isn't my first choice, but I can work with it.
Would you like a drink?
When I'm on the job, I never mess with alcohol or sex. I'm joking. I'll go wash my hands, you make me a drink, and take off your clothes. Where's my drink? Hello?
Jasmine, it's Kilroy. Don't say anything, I don't have much time. I need you to meet me at Inspiration Point right now. I'll explain everything.
Okay.
Oh, it's good to hear your voice, baby. What are you wearing?
Something slutty.
Oh, you tease. Be there in half an hour.
You again? What are you, the only cab in this city?
You know it's Nigerian Thanksgiving and Armenian Labor Day. I could be the only cab in this country.
And despite all the evidence to the contrary, this must be my lucky day.
Where to?
Inspiration Point.
Okay, but I'm leaving the meter on.
You know what? Never mind, I'll take the bus.
Just spent the last 4 hours being questioned by the police.
What happened?
They sat me down, shone a light in my face, insulted my mother, and asked for a bribe. The usual.
No, I meant, why did they question you?
Because both of the people in your husband's diary are dead.
That's shocking.
Shocking, she says.
Oh, what other word should I use for it?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask your friend.
How did you know?
That you stole my car so you'd always know where I'd be, or that you killed Wu and Wexter.
The second one.
There were only 2 people who knew where Wexter would be, me and you. When he showed up with teeth so clean you could eat your dinner off them, I knew then. And I knew that Mrs. Lancing couldn't have killed Wu because she was strangled with strong, powerful hands. That was how I was able to convince the police I was innocent. Look.
You small-handed bastard! He knows too much! Kill him, Carl!
She's been giving you a lot of orders recently, hasn't she?
Don't just stand there, do something!
How does it feel to be a puppet?
It'll feel better to be a rich puppet!
Yeah, because she's going to give you money, isn't she? Because she's going to set you up in that dental practice in South America, far from the long reach of the American Dental Association.
How does he know this?
That's not gonna happen, is it, Mrs. Lancing?
Helen?
He's trying to turn us against each other. Why don't you just kill him, you idiot?
No, maybe I want to hear what he has to say first. Talk, Mason.
Mrs. Lancing, Wu and Wexter were in it for the long con, in it together and working for the Chinese. She married Gregor Lancing to get access to his secrets, which her partners would smuggle out of the country. But she got greedy. She knew that she was doing all the work and only getting a third of the money. That's when she hit on a new scheme.
This is all madness. It's speculation.
And that's when you get involved. Any local tough would do. Any man who'd taken a swing at the pinata of dreams and found out they were just a kid with stumpy arms and a small stick. Maybe she told you you'd find Gregor's papers on them. Maybe she told you they were going to kill her. Any story to make you do what she needed you to do. That's how it went, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, that's how it was.
To stop the murders, she hires some down-on-his-luck, third-rate gumshoe just to distract the cops for a couple of hours while she gets out of the country. Maybe she hopes that I find out you did it. Maybe she hopes we kill one another, or the last man standing takes the fall.
You were never going to share that money with me, were you?
And why should I? Don't I deserve it? All that time married to that thing. Can you imagine what it's like to be touched by something like that? I can still feel his hands crawling like rats all over my body. Don't you dare say that money isn't mine. Don't you dare!
It's blood money and it's treason. You weren't just going to let this chump swing for it. You were going to have my neck on the block too. And you were going to skip out on my bill. That second part is why I told the police everything. And the first part is why they've got this place surrounded. You walk out with me now, you confess, and you'll be a free woman in 20 years.
The plans?
So it was the plans. They never left the building.
And the husband?